Welcome back everyone to another video. Today I'm going over the Tata Steel Chess Tournament Round 3. This is Prag versus Arjun. Please tell me who you want to see in the comments playing tomorrow and I will review that game. And Prag played at 96% accuracy in this game. Absolutely insane. And it starts off with d4, knight to f6, c4, and now Arjun plays e6 and knight to f3 now, and we have d5 and g3. This is a Catalan. Queen's Gambit declined because he is not taking here. So now it is actually, well, I don't know why it's not a Queen's Gambit accepted, Catalan. I guess that's not a thing. Bishop goes on to g2, and we have c5 opening up this side of the board, trying to get these doubled pawns not to be doubled anymore. We have castles by Prag, and now knight comes out to c6. Pawn takes on c5, and now queens exchange, and I don't know why Arjun just gave Prag this amazing file open here, but he did get this pawn back, and now his pawns are not doubled anymore, so that's very good for him. We have knight going to d2 by Prag, and now pawn going to c3, attacking the knight. Pawn takes, and now castles. I don't know why he literally just gambited this pawn for, looks like nothing. Maybe it was going to lose it anyways, and he wanted the pawn to be on that square. It got attacked, and there was no way he could defend it. So that's probably what it was. It got attacked, there's no way he could defend it, so he gives it away. He castles, knight dropping back to e1 by Prag, opening up this bishop and rerouting the knight to get to a better square, maybe attacking this bishop or something. We have bishop going to d7, and yeah, I don't know why he'd block this, I guess to win the pawn, but he still did block his open file. Yeah, so he gets two open files actually, semi-open and fully open file. And now Arjun tries to defend this, but it is attacked by two pieces, so I'm assuming he could just go ahead and take it. For some reason he can't. Maybe after bishop takes, you can go rook here, and you're just losing something. So we have knight going to b3 now, and knight takes b3, pawn takes b3. I don't know why Arjun would let him get his pawns towards the center. You want to have your pawns more towards the middle of the board, because if you have one pawn on the edge of the board, it's a lot harder to make it a queen, because this king can stop it very easily. We have bishop going to c6 now, bishop takes, pawn takes, and now these pawns are now both isolated, which is not good. And we have knight going to d3, attacking the bishop. Bishop drops back. Yeah, that's what I said. It would attack the bishop. We have bishop going to e3 now by Prag, and rook going to c8, trying to help this pawn on this file. We have bishop going to c5, trying to exchange the bishops. And now Arjun walks into a pin. For some reason, I don't know exactly why he did it. We have rook going to a1 now. Maybe he's trying to slide up and get to this pawn with all of his pieces, and that would probably win him the game. If he were to get this pawn and it loses, it would completely win the game because of the level they're playing. Arjun is 2801 and Prag is 2741. So he's 60 points lower, but they're both very, very good at the game. We have rook going to c7, trying to double up here, trying to defend here. However, it is not too good after rook a6, but that is not what he played. He played king to f1, slowly moving his king over, activating it, and getting it out of the way of this pin maybe, but he'd just take it, so I don't know. We have knight dropping back, attacking the bishop, and bishop trading. King comes forwards. Now the king is actually more activated than Prag's, so we have rook to a3, defending this pawn. I don't really know what the other ideas of that rook move are. We have pawn going to c5 now, and it is under threat, but it has two defenders, so it's okay. We have pawn to c4, stopping this pawn in its tracks so we can attack it, and hopefully we can win this pawn. We have rook going to b7 now, attacking the b3 pawn, and rook going to a3, doubling up over here, and we're going to see a big fight. We have pawn to a5 now, king sliding over to e1, activating his king, trying to get it into this attack against these pawns. The whole game is over here. There's these pawns aren't doing anything, because if you move them, it's going to slow down and your opponent's going to have time to work on this side of the board. We have knight going back to c1, rerouting it. I'm not sure where he's going. Maybe something like this, maybe pawn forwards. I'm not sure. We'll see. We have rook going to a7, defending that pawn. Maybe he's going to push and go here. That could be an option too, because then he's attacking both of these. We'll see. We have knight to a2, so he's going to go here and here probably, outposting the knight on a very nice square. We have king going to c6, now knight to c3, knight going to b6 now by Arjun, and f4 by Prag. Very nice time to push on this side of the board when there's no pieces anywhere close to this side. We have a 4-on-4, and Prag's king is closer to these pawns. And now Arjun tries to drop his knight back. Maybe he's going to run over to these pawns. Maybe he's just going to reroute it to attack a different square. We have knight going here, outposted, and now rook to a6. After rook to d1, taking this open file, it looks very good for white because this king is kind of trapped on this side of the board, and these pieces are all kind of in the corner. They're kind of trying to defend against this, but Prag just slowly moves over to this side of the board, drops his rook back. He had them both doubled on this side, and now he's going to double them both here. Very, very good. We have rook going to f8, which is not the right idea. After rook f8, Arjun brings his rook into the game, and he's doing a lot better. The move that he had to play was a4, striking on the side of the board. It is defended by 3 pieces, and you're attacking here because these are isolated, and these are connected. So the pawns here are a lot worse than the pawns here, and he just goes here. It's understandable. He's at 7 minutes on the clock, so I wouldn't expect him to calculate pawn here, what if, right? There's lots of stuff that Prag could do. We have rook to f8 instead. Bad move because rook jumps in, and now when the king goes back, he's wasting some time because he's going forwards and back. He is defending all of his pieces. However, this rook is in, this knight has a really good square, and he moves it off the really nice square that I liked for some reason. Maybe he's going to go somewhere here like this. We have rook dropping back to a8, and now rook goes to d2, which is not the move that Prag needed to find, which was rook to d1. That is a stupid move. I don't know why the computer suggests this. e4 is the other option, which is a little bit more findable, or king f2, which is also very findable. But he plays rook to d2, very low on time, makes sense, and we have rook to c8 now by Arjun, and this rook cannot go here because the knight is defending it, but you can play back to exactly where you were. They're just repeating moves so they can get to 40 moves. You can see they're at 2 minutes each. When they get to 40 moves, they will be given 45 minutes on the clock, and that is a huge advantage. We have rook going back to d1. I don't know how he saw it. That was the best move on the computer a second ago. Is it? I'm so confused. I don't know how he saw that move. Oh, this is the idea. But he was already over here. So they're at 36 seconds and 57 seconds, which is so low on time, and obviously they're going to make a couple mistakes. Arjun makes the critical mistake here. They're at 38 moves out of the 40 they need until they're fine on the clock, and they should be winning the game. We have rook going to a8, which is not the idea, because after knight here, you are attacked. And it's like you have to go back, and now white just gets an extra turn, and white goes here, winning this pawn. This is why the rook was here, defending here, but the rook had to go here, defending here. And after this, white is just completely winning because you're up a pawn, and they're super grandmasters. Like, you're forking here as well, although this is defended, so you just have to defend this one, Arjun. So he defends it very well, and knight goes back to f3, and it's going to support these pawns going forwards. We have knight going to e4 now, and knight drops back to d2, trying to trade and exchange down to an endgame. Probably would trade another set of rooks, and yeah, he'd just be completely winning because he's up a pawn, and this is isolated. These are connected, these are isolated, and he's all connected. So all of his pawns are connected. He goes king f2. We have knight going to g4 now, and Prag is completely winning here. There's not much that Arjun can do, especially because he's at 27 minutes, he's at 46. And we have knight going to e4, pawn takes, pawn takes. Now this is an isolated h-pawn, however, this is a passed pawn. So because this is a passed pawn, Prag is completely winning this game. We have rook going to e8, and now knight going to c5. Interesting move because this rook is actually defending here, and you're going here, taking a free pawn, attacking the rook. We have rook going to c6 now, and knight dropping back to d3. After rook to g6, tricky move, because after you move this knight, your opponent is actually in check, and then you have to move the king, and then you get your stuff taken, but it doesn't really do much, and he doesn't care about it. Prag lets it happen. He's like, okay, you have no good discovered moves. This is a double check, so the king is forced to move. Something like this you could block, however, there's no blocking, so the king would also have to move. We have knight going here, king is forced to move, attacking the knight. However, it's defended, so he doesn't even have to move it. And we have rook to g2 check. It looks pretty scary for white because all these pieces are kind of attacking you. However, it's completely fine. If you can see the analysis bar, yes, you can see the analysis bar, so you know it's completely fine for Prag. And king to f3 is the only winning move. The other move would be king to e1, and it is a draw. So we have king to f3 and rook to h2, attacking this pawn, and after knight drops back, defending that pawn. There's not much Arjun can do here. We have pawn to g5, and rook takes a5. The free pawn on this side of the board, you're going to get your rooks in, and these are complete passers, and there's nothing that Arjun can do here. We have check, we have king up, knight comes in with check, king comes over, rook check, and now king comes up. He could have taken this the whole time. However, I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he was going for a checkmate. That could be the idea. We have check, king jumps up, and now it is checkmate in 2 from this position. After rook to d7, Prag won because after knight to d5, you just take it, and it is checkmate. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.